A restoration going on at Second Presbyterian Church as efforts continue to restore its Tiffany stained glass windows. It is truly an act of grace, a labor of love ordained by Chicago's Second Presbyterian Church.
So the light coming into the building and the new, view of the outside, I think I think about this metaphor a lot.
Today, work began to remove the fourth of 9 Tiffany stained glass windows from the church so it could be restored. 3 so far have undergone the process. The 132-year-old jeweled window was designed by Louis Comfort Tiffany. Back in the 1890s, wealthy members of the church commissioned the artisan to create memorial windows for their loved ones. The 1893 window was donated by a member of the Marshall Field family. The huge balcony window is over 16 feet high and is bedazzled with over 12,000 individual pieces of glass shaped like jewels. Friends of Historic Second Church, the nonprofit group dedicated to preserving the art and architecture of the church, raised the money for the repairs, which could exceed over $700,000.
We're excited. This is the 4th one, so 3 have been done. That still leaves us a long way to go.
The window is just the latest remove for ongoing restoration projects that began back in 2018. Over time, dirt and debris have dulled the brilliance of the design as well as degraded the window's structural supports. Stained glass conservator Tom Venturella is responsible for bringing the church's Peace window back to life. This afternoon, the jeweled window was taken apart piece by piece and carefully packed up for transport to his New York studio.
It's a very ornamental window, a Tiffany window of jewels and cut glass. It's non-figurative, but it's an incredibly beautiful window and very important.
Second Presbyterian Church was designated a National Historic Landmark in 2013. The window restoration should take about 14 months. Just as the group continues to raise money to restore the next window.
Today, crews began work restoring a Tiffany window at Second Presbyterian Church in the Loop. The balcony window dates back to 132 years ago. It stands over 16 feet high and is made up of over 12,000 individual pieces of glass. After being untouched for over a century, the glass is covered in dirt, making the design difficult to see.
About 20 years ago, we started Friends of Historic Second Church, which is a separate organization run by people who are not members of the church, most of them. And they raise money and acquire grants and find the time and the vendors and the service providers to restore the sanctuary.
Church leaders say the restoration process could take up to a year.
Colorful and beautiful part of Chicago's history. Just look at this, the Tiffany stained glass windows at the Second Presbyterian Church in the South Loop.
All these hidden treasures all around the city we don't always know about. So look at these beautiful windows. Right now, the detailed process to restore a 4th window is underway, so some others have been restored already. V. Wynn shows us the work to conserve the treasured glass that has been with the South Loop congregation for a century.
Here in the sanctuary of Second Presbyterian Church in the South Loop, crews are working carefully to bring down this massive glass window.
These windows have been up for 100 years, and you can imagine a big 16-foot window has a lot of gravity pulling on it, so there's been bowing and some cracked glass.
The group Friends of Historic Second Church has been leading efforts over the years to restore the Tiffany windows at the church. Linda Miller is the president.
Most people, when they walk in, are pretty surprised to see something like this that they didn't know existed. It's a real hidden treasure here.
Through donations, they were able to raise $700,000 for the 4th restoration project.
It's got probably something like 10,000 pieces of glass in it. So each one of it gets taken apart. Each one of those will be individually cleaned and then has to be put back together.
Miller says the Tiffany jeweled window was donated by Marshall Field to honor the first minister of First Presbyterian Church.
At one point, First Presbyterian Church was in this neighborhood, but then they moved down to the Woodlawn neighborhood and didn't take their windows with them, and 3 of their windows came to this church.
Thomas Venturella and his team now tasked with this project, his company based out of New York. He says the goal is to have everything in crates by Thursday so they can begin the process of bringing the window back to life.
If glass is broken, we can edge glue it, clean it and edge glue it and put it back into the window. If there's glass that's missing, I have a backup supply of original Tiffany glass.
While it's going to take time, Venturella knows it will be well worth the wait for the congregation at this National Historic Landmark.
It's a treasure trove. It's a museum all by itself. It is really, really an important part of Chicago's history.
Restoring the jeweled window is going to take 14 months to complete. Friends of Second Historic Church is hoping to restore the other Tiffany windows in the near future. Reporting in the South Loop, V1 NBC5 News.
So glad they're preserving them. They're beautiful.
It's a huge effort. I mean, you think
yeah.
of undertaking that sort of effort, the amount that it takes to get that transported, get it cleaned up, but it's worth it.
And the money. Ooh,
It's beautiful.
glad they're doing it.